September 11th, 2001 was one of the darkest days in America's history. But it brought to light the very best in us. Firefighter Stephen Siller answered the call to duty. He raced to save lives. He was stopped at the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Undaunted, he ran through the darkness and into the light of Lower Manhattan and into history.
Stephen's symbolic of what so many people did that day.
Stephen and 342 firefighters made the ultimate sacrifice.
They helped rescue thousands and thousands of people, and they knew that they might not come home.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has turned tragedy into triumph.
Our goal as a foundation is to take sadness and bring some joy.
14 years later, over 25,000 people will retrace Stephen Siller's final footsteps and honor his memory and all of the other first responders lost on that day. This is a CBS 2 special presentation. The Firefighter Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Run.
You are looking at the starting line where over 25,000 runners are about to follow in Stephen Siller's historic footsteps.
And this is the finish line where they are all heading. Each and everyone taking part today has a very personal reason for making the same journey that Stephen Siller took on 9/11.
And good morning and welcome to the 14th annual Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Run. I'm Chris Raggi.
And I am Mary Calvi. We are positioned at the starting line in Brooklyn at the mouth of the UL Carey Tunnel, formerly known as the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, where Stephen Siller started his heroic run.
Are you ready to begin this today? We've got about 25,000 runners, firefighters leading the way right behind us, ready to begin on this beautiful Sunday morning.
We have an emotional show on tap for you as we bring you the 2015 Tunnel to Towers Run. Coming up, I will share with you the ultimate sacrifice Stephen Siller made on 9/11 and all of the charity work done by the foundation in his name.
Just one example is how the foundation reacted to the tragic murders of detectives Wen John Liu and Rafael Ramos, and I'll detail exactly how they helped the grieving families.
And we will be joined on stage by America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani to start this race.
But right now, let's send it back over to the finish line and rejoin Maurice Dubois and Christine Johnson. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning, Chris and Mary. Thanks so much. A little quiet here right now, but that's going to change because all those runners at the start line will soon be crossing that finish line right behind us. And a lot of them are always smiling, hitting the banner up above. It is quite a sight to see. Also coming up, this year's Independence Day held special meeting for 3 catastrophically injured service members. Each received the gift of a new smart home, and I'll share their heartwarming story.
We are located in the shadow of One World Trade Tower. It's at the intersection of West and Murray Streets, which was the site of a fundraising event. I'll have that story for you.
We'll also be joined live by Yankee legend Bernie Williams. He's going to be performing today, and he'll look back and share the Yankees' emotional run to the 2001 World Series in the aftermath of 9/11.
They gave our city an emotional lift, and this event gives us an emotional lift each and every single year. It's palpable. We can feel it, and everybody here can feel it as well. Right now, let's head over to Battery Park City. Alice Gaynor is in the Esplanade, where there are a whole lot's going on there as well today. Hi, Alice.
Hi, Maurice and Christine. We have the best view of the race route here along the Hudson River. You can already see some people making their way through. The West Point Army Cadets are here, 2,500 strong. They were very loud as they were coming through here. Now, coming up, I'm actually going to speak to a New Jersey teen singing sensation. Her name is Jax. You might remember her from American Idol. Well, her father was actually a first responder on 9/11, so you don't want to miss her story coming up. But first, I'm going to send it on over to my colleague Lou Young. He is on the Manhattan side of the tunnel. Lou?
And this is the spot, has the emotional crescendo of the entire race as the runners emerge into the light and space of Lower Manhattan. On one side, you have cadets from West Point. On the other side, firefighters and police officers, each one bearing the name of a fallen first responder. We'll be talking to representatives from the NYPD and from the FDNY about the addition of additional memorial banners today, and we'll be speaking to runners themselves as they come out into the Lower Manhattan and the end of the race. Until then, we'll head it over to the beginning line there. That's Chris and Mary.
All right, Lou, thanks so much. We have a couple of special guests joining us here. We're going to start with the gentleman to my right because he's on duty right now. Officer Anthony Isaac, you worked with detectives John Liu and Rafael Ramos. We know that was a tragic story. There is a bit of a glimmer of hope and some happiness with what the Stephen Siller Foundation did to step up to help their families. How proud did that make you feel?
Oh, it made me feel wonderful. I appreciate the Towers of Tundle, the foundation, for what they did for them.
To be here now, to see this, it grows each and every year. I know, as I mentioned, you're on duty right now, but to see 25,000 people lined up, ready to honor this man, I mean, it's all one big family here.
Yes, one big family, and I love it. I'm glad I'm here.
Well, great to have you here. Thanks so much. We do appreciate your time. Mary, over to you.
And Chris, I'm joined by Michael Burke. So good to have you here, Michael.
Hi.
The brother of Captain Billy Burke, who perished on 9/11. Tell me about the charity event you started, the Tower Climb.
Well, we came up with this idea for the One World Trade Center Tower Climb. They staged tower climbs across the country, and I thought, but this would be the greatest tower climb of them all, at One World Trade. It helps benefit scholarships for firefighters, kids of firefighters at Billy's alumnus in SUNY Potsdam. In fact, the recent scholarship went to a firefighter from Engine 21, Billy's company. So that's great. And then in addition, the rest of the money is going to the same, to benefit the same people as this great run is going to, catastrophically injured veterans returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. And it's such a pleasure and been an honor to work with the Siller family and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation on this. And we look forward to doing a stair climb next year. We want to get everybody together, Durst and Port Authority, and do it again and raise the money again.
Tell me how your family feels about being involved in this event and your events. I know you have your family members here. Jim's here.
Yeah, my brother Jim. We come we load up every year. Our entire families come. My wife, kid, his entire family comes. We've been coming for I don't know how many years now, since it was a much smaller event.
Thank you so much
for
taking the time to talk to us. Congratulations
Thank you.
on the event too, raising so much money each year. Much more on the emotional day here. But first, let's get back to the finish line. I know you're with a Yankee legend right now.
So excited to have Bernie Williams here with us this morning, one of the Yankees' all-time favorite players. Thanks for taking the time here with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Our pleasure. Let's go back to 2001, Bernie, and talk about that run-up in 2001 after the attacks. You guys really helped galvanize the city.
It was just something that we were, clueless as of what we were doing, playing the game and, how, what was our purpose in this whole thing. And as we started playing and we started, getting the people to feel positive again about themselves and to have, to be part of this, extraordinary process of healing, we really felt that we were playing for something bigger than ourselves, and it really put everything that we did in perspective.
Talk about the emotional lift that you may have felt. I mean, I remember going to the game where President Bush threw out that first pitch. That was the first game of, I think, the World Series, right?
Yeah.
Security tight, crowds were really energized. Talk about that feeling.
That was probably one of my scariest moments in my career, because the tensions were still very high. I mean, that was probably one of the most secure places in the world to be at that moment. And he took his time, to throw out the first pitch, and everybody was like, throw it, just throw it, get out of there, throw it. And he just went out, took his time, threw a strike, and everything was, everything was great.
Right. Well, we're looking forward to you playing afterwards today. Going to be great.
Yeah,
selections in mind.
Yeah, we're going to play some cover tunes. We're going to try to keep it upbeat. But this is a cool thing, my tag says artist as opposed to former baseball player. So this, I think, is really cool thing.
Your official bio now.
That's
beautiful thing. Thank you, Bernie. Really appreciate it. Have fun out there, and go Yankees. They're
That's right.
This year. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
You
well,
bet.
The start of the run is really just moments away now. So let's go ahead and give you a visual idea of that route. The race starts on the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, and when the runners head into the tunnel, they will race for almost 2 miles before they emerge on the Manhattan side. The runners then head north on West Street, where they will make a left on Liberty to enter Battery Park City, where they will run along the Esplanade before taking a right on Warren. Runners then turn south onto West Street toward the World Trade Center site for the final stretch to the finish line. So there you go, and we're now going to head back to the start line with Chris and Mary.
Selfies with Bernie. That's what this was about. Back to you guys.
Great to see it. Great to see it. Thank you so much. It's already been an emotional start to this day.
We talk about all the different organizations, all the different people that the Tunnel to Towers Foundation helps. And a gentleman who I had a chance to speak with earlier, Marine Ronnie Porta, you talk about a man who is so richly deserving of a new smart home. I had a chance to talk to him when they started their race, the critically injured servicemen, a little earlier today.
It's overwhelming. To me, it's something inspirational. I can't wait to do this because it means so much to me. 9/11, this changed my life forever. I wanted to become a Marine. I became a Marine, but this is something emotional. For me, having my brothers and sisters over here doing the run with me is amazing.
You are an inspiration to so many people. I can speak on behalf of an entire grateful nation when we say thank you for your service and thank you for being here. And I know you now have a smart home as well that is custom designed just for you. How big a life-changing experience has that been for you to receive that smart home?
It gave me my freedom back. Now I'm able to do a lot of things by myself, and I don't have to depend on my wife or my mom a lot. And also it gave me a new life, a new beginning.
You deserve it, that's for sure. Again, a grateful nation. Thanks you for your service, Ronnie. It's so great to see you here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You got it. Ronnie Porta, Mary, it's men like him, the reason we are here today. And you know what's coming up in just a couple of minutes? You can sense they're all gay. You guys ready to go? Everybody's getting ready to go. We are about to start this race off here.
And also, I'll share the story of what Stephen Siller did on 9/11 and what the foundation is now doing in his name.
And I'll take a look back at how the foundation came to the aid of the Lou and Ramos families in their darkest hour. All that and more when we return to the 14th annual Tunnel to Towers run here on CBS.